A live look out across the region. We had a bit of sunshine today, which we haven't seen in quite some time, especially for our west side valleys, and that helps those high temperatures climb up, and we reached 56 degrees into Medford, a 4-year high. Now we're starting to see clouds filter back in as an atmospheric river is arriving for our Thursday and especially into our Friday. Here's a closer look at what we can expect overnight tonight. Low temperatures are going to be rather chilly tomorrow morning, about 28 degrees for Klamath Falls, 28 for Lakeview, over to Mount Shasta, 34, Medford and Grants Pass at 40, 35 for Yreka, and 45 along the coast. Now, wet weather does return back to the region overnight tonight, but most of that will be along the coast for us tomorrow, with the potential for some lighter showers areas inland. Highs again are going to be a bit above average. We have 55 for Medford and Grants Pass, 54 for Klamath Falls. Lakeview will be at 48, 56 for Yreka, and Brookings at 56 as well. Now, wind, just like we saw last night, is going to be the bigger concern for our Thursday instead of rainfall or even some snow. Winds will start to pick up throughout the night tonight, and by the time you're heading out the door tomorrow morning, it's going to be rather windy along the coast, but breezy elsewhere. But those gusts pick up rather quickly, and we're expecting those winds to stick around throughout our Thursday and even a bit into your Friday as well, especially if you're over east side. With that being said, we do have multiple wind advisories in place across the region, where those gusts could be anywhere from about 50 to 55 miles per hour. We also have high wind warnings in place, where these gusts could be anywhere from about 65 to 75 miles per higher terrain areas east side. And then just now we did have a high wind warning issued for coastal Curry County, where those gusts can also be expected up to 65 miles per hour. That is starting at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. But here's a look at what we'll see with that rain. It'll start to push its way in tonight, and it'll become a bit widespread throughout our overnight hours. Notice that those snow levels do start a bit lower, but climb quickly as we head into tomorrow morning. Showers will stick around for tomorrow, mainly along the coast, but that atmospheric river sets itself up north to the region, but that does work its way right back on down. So overnight into your Thursday and Friday, we can expect to see some pretty heavy rainfall for some parts and moderate across the rest of the region. Snow levels do lower a bit throughout your Friday, but snow again is not looking like it is going to be a huge concern for us across the region, because take a look where we'll be sitting tomorrow. Snow levels are going to be rather high. They do drop a bit into your Friday, but in general, it isn't going to be a huge concern. Snow is going to be falling a bit lighter by the time we see those snow levels drop a bit lower. So here's what we can expect for a rainfall. Most of that is going to be along the coast and especially into those coastal mountain ranges, which does bring some concern for debris flows. And we could also see some minor flooding when it does come to creeks, and also some clogged drains into roadways will likely cause some ponding into a few places as well. So we'll have to keep a close eye on this, and then we're not done with the rain just then, because take a look at your 7-day. Here's the coast. We're expecting another system to move into our Sunday, bringing more rain to the region and some windier conditions as well. Here's a look at Northern California. We have the chance for rain later into the day and your Saturday, but most of your Saturday is expected to be on the drier side, but the ending your weekend is going to be rather wet. Into the Klamath Basin, snow is not going to be a big concern, although tonight we could see some areas switch over to snow briefly into the lower elevations, not expecting it to accumulate, likely going to be covered off by that rain moving through the next few days. Over into the mountains, we'll have rain and snow likely. We can expect some accumulations Friday to higher elevations, and then we'll keep an eye on that as we switch over into next week. And finally, back over into the Rogue Valley. It'll be a bit breezy ending out your Friday, but expect those stronger wind gusts through your Thursday. And then as we switch over into the weekend, wrapping up into your Saturday, but that wet weather returns onto your Sunday. But